Is this the lowest that the Trump administration has ever gone? They flew generals in from around the world at your expense so that Trump could rant to them about gold paper, waging war on American cities, talking about how Obama used to come down the stairs of Air Force One, and all sorts of other nonsense. Is this fiscally conservative? Is this a good use of taxpayer money? I don't want my money used in this way. We are going to look at some of the most disgusting moments of this. And it does appear to be having consequences, but not the consequences that Donald Trump would want. Generals and admirals, some seen visibly face palming during the speech, are reportedly disgusted with what Donald Trump said and did. Not to mention that all of this came after Pete Hegseth ranted about no more fat people in the military. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. But here is Trump not reacting well to the fact that the room is quiet. And he is saying, I know you military people often don't clap, but you can clap here.
I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is very, don't laugh. Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that. You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank, there goes your future. But I've never walked into a room.
A little bit of awkward laughter, but the real thing to laugh awkwardly about, but actually we probably shouldn't be laughing at all, is how much did this cost taxpayers? How much does it cost to bring in admirals and generals and have them sit and listen to Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump? Now, Trump pulled some of the ugliest rhetoric. If you go and you look at history of when authoritarians talk about the enemy within our borders, there is an enemy. It is ugly. And Trump says we are being invaded from inside. It's like a foreign enemy, but it's a domestic enemy. This is disgusting, authoritarian pablum.
That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms.
Now, as we already discussed, Trump is slurring badly. His eyes are pointing in different directions. His right eye is almost completely swollen shut. He's gripping the lectern like his life depends on it. But the substance of what he's saying is arguably even scarier. We have enemies inside the country. They're not wearing uniforms. It could be anybody. It could be the person that you see when you first get to your kid's school. It could be somebody bagging your groceries at the grocery store. It could be your dentist. It could be the gas station attendant. If you live in a country where in a state where they force you to have other people pump your gas. Anyway, this is dangerous, divisive, toxic stuff. This is turning up the temperature, not turning it down. And Donald Trump also focusing on the media, claiming that CNN just turned their camera off. Of course, this video is from CNN, as you can see, the camera was very much on.
CNN, when we came back, fake news CNN, their camera just went off. You know, their camera, every time I mention them, they turn the camera up because it's never good. They say this is a problem, but I don't blame them. You're better off keeping it off.
Trump's visual hallucinations getting notably worse. And then if you are a member of the military and you signed up, is this what you thought you were signing up for? Trump talking about a quick reaction force of the military to quell what Trump calls civil disturbances, meaning protesters exercising their First Amendment right. And Trump says the people in this room are going to be out there quelling that.
And we haven't even started yet. Last month I saw.
By the way, I know the audio is getting worse and worse. This was from the Pentagon feed. I don't know if Antifa or maybe Black Lives Matter got into the audio system, but the audio problems are straight from the source.
Signed an executive order to provide training for quick reaction force that can help quell civil disturbances. This is
Disturbances.
going to be a big thing for the people in this room because
A big thing.
it's the enemy from within, and we have to handle it before it gets out of control. It won't get out of control. Once you're involved at all, they all joke. They say, oh, this is not good.
Not exactly the picture of male virility. Donald Trump speaking very softly, speaking very slowly, slurring and disoriented. But what he's saying is undeniably dark and dystopian and terrifying. And if Americans allow this, we risk waking up in a real dictatorship. We're in an authoritarian leaning administration right now. But the risk is waking up in a bona fide dictatorship. Trump dumping more of the language of dictators, saying San Francisco and Chicago and New York and Los Angeles, we're going to straighten them out. Ay, ay, ay. How many of you have seen the film The Man in the High Castle? I'm sorry, the series, or read the book? Reminiscent.
What they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. We can't let these...
More of the language of dictators. We are at war with our own cities, and Trump talking about, oh, the inner cities. This is how Trump and other Republicans refer to black and brown people when they can't just say it. They go, the inner city is part of the problem.
Fire department. I always put the fire department in because they're great. They're great. And I got 95% of their vote, too. That helps. When you get 95% of their vote, you always have to mention them. But they're great. And they're brave in our inner cities, which we're going to be talking about, because it's a big part of war now. It's a big part of war. But the firemen go up in ladders, and you have people shooting at them while they're up in ladders. I don't even know if anybody heard that. And I said, don't talk about it much, but I think you have to. Our firemen are incredible. They're up in one of these ladders that goes way up to the sky, rescuing people, and you have animals.
Rescuing people. You've got animals. Remember when Kamala Harris said, Trump will send the military after you. He will send the military after Americans. And some people laughed and didn't believe it. And some people said, how dare you suggest that Trump would do that? You've fallen for the woke mind virus. You've got Trump derangement syndrome. And it's not that he might do it. He's done it. He's just saying now he's going to do it even more. Now, then it got totally wacky. And at this point, the disorientation was difficult to ignore. Trump started talking to the generals about gold paper. Gold paper.
Beautiful paper, the gorgeous paper. I said, throw a little more gold on it. They deserve it. I want the A paper, not the D paper. We used to sign a piece of garbage. I said, this man's going to be a general, right? Yeah. I don't want to use this. I want to use the big, beautiful, firm paper. I want to use the real gold writing.
That's right. Trump is not going to sign the promotion of any member of the military on flaccid paper. We are only going to do it with thick, hard, firm paper. Dear God, what is wrong with this guy? And finally, Donald Trump, as usual, showing us some of his greatest insecurities. One is that Barack Obama is not only a far better speaker than Trump, Barack Obama is not only much smarter and knowledgeable than Trump, but Barack Obama is also in much better shape and was able to easily get up and down stairs. This is about Trump's deepest insecurities.
Legacy, we don't want that. You walk nice and easy. You don't have to set any record. Be cool. Be cool when you walk down, but don't pop down the stairs. So one thing with Obama, I had zero respect for him as a president, but he would bop down those stairs. I've never said, da-da-da-da-da-da, pop, pop, pop.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
He'd go down the stairs, wouldn't hold on. I said, it's great. I don't want to do it. I guess I could do it. But eventually, bad things are going to happen. And it only takes once. But he did a lousy job as president.
No, he was last as president. A 72-hour psych hold and full evaluation, a much more appropriate place for this sort of speech rather than having flown in generals and admirals from around the world on your dollar to listen to this stuff. But you know what? The military, the military might be making us proud. Word on the street is that generals are turning on Trump. Let's be honest, when it is hot outside the way it's been, bad underwear makes it really much worse. Our sponsor, Sheath Underwear, has completely rethought how men's underwear should function in the heat. Sheath's boxer briefs are designed with a dual pouch system, keeping everything in place, separate, ventilated. This means less sweat, less sticking, less of that awkward adjusting. And if you're not using the pouches, the fabric alone is a game changer. Soft, stretchy, moisture wicking, now available in cooling materials like bamboo and mesh. I wear these at the gym during long work days, especially when I know it's going to be hot outside. It just keeps you dry and comfortable. And they've really raised my expectations about how good underwear can be. Wearing Sheath is like having built-in climate control for the lower half of your body. Everything stays cool, dry, and where it should be. If you've never thought much about your underwear, this is the one brand that might make you start. Go to sheathunderwear.com/Pakman. Use the code Pakman for 20% off. The link is in the description.